And Mr. Montgomery, would you lead us in the roll call first?
Yes, Mayor. Mayor Gilman.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Lang.
Here.
Councilmember Rule.
Here.
Councilmember Whitman.
Here.
Councilmember Mang.
Here.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Montgomery, please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Absolutely, Mayor. Welcome,
you.
community. Please rise. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you. May I have a motion for the approval of the closed session agenda?
I'll move to approve it.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Please.
Yes, Mayor. Roll call. Mayor Gilman.
Yes.
Councilmember Whitman.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Lang.
Yes.
Councilmember Rule.
Yes.
Councilmember Mang.
Yes.
Motion passes.
And now's the time I would ask for public comments on the two closed session items, correct? Yes, thank you very much. And let me start with number one, Star Child, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, Council. I come today to once again ask for you to indemnify Leslie Rule in this case. We in her district are proud of her for what she did to bring transparency to this city. And even if you disagree with how she did it or the way she went about it, she did it in good faith on the advice of counsel. And if she's not indemnified for this action, any future council member has to worry that something that they do could lead to a ruinous lawsuit against them. I know that Kim Mang remembers that in her district, she was the only one who would run. Perhaps it's because other potential candidates were fearful. And even if she was the best candidate in her district, the city deserves a choice in our council members. And the way that we can best preserve that is if people feel that they can run for council, speak their mind, do their best, and do what they think is right. And indemnity helps preserve that belief and that faith. Thank you.
Thank you, Star Child. Renee Roth.
Good evening, Mayor, staff, council. I am here to strongly urge the council not to file an amicus brief supporting the Byrne et al. Lawsuit. This lawsuit, I believe, is a frivolous attempt to further intimidate and silence those who speak out. It is now up to 3 attorneys, and the last document was 50 pages long. Did you have a chance to read it? For the benefit of Kim Mang and all others who did not witness the events leading up to this lawsuit, bear with me for a minute as I summarize a key event. As a newly elected member of this council, I can only imagine how confusing it must have been for Councilmember Rule during her first month in office. Hearing vile personal attacks thrown out to shut up questioning by Miss Francina and Miss Rule must have been shocking. But then, in a closed session meant to defend the city against a lawsuit, and then seeing discussions shift to those supporting the lawsuit filed by Mayor Stix's supporters and asking for special legal counsel support to try to rescind the Becker project must have been deeply unsettling. And to top it off, being told by the city attorney to remain silent, even when she sensed something was really wrong, only added to the confusion. Every council member deserves support and clarity on your purpose and process, not suppression. The Honorable Judge Coates rightly identified that lawsuit as a strategic lawsuit and an effort to punish Leslie Rule for exercising her right to transparency. So Leslie, I believe, was acting in good faith, not malice, or recklessness, but with a sincere desire to uphold the public trust and expose discussions that undermine the city's duty to defend itself. I only have a few more minutes here, but I do want to say the filing made a statement that said Leslie's disclosure harmed the city's ability to discuss litigation and exposed it to further legal risk. That is simply not true. That is not true. Closed sessions are a slippery slope, as we know, and they must be done for the intended and stated purpose. So I wholeheartedly want you to basically settle, make this.
Thank you, Ms. Roth. Is the first name Sutan? Suzanne, thank you. Suzanne Soul. Thank you.
Thank you. First, I'd like to state that no one is above the law. Not me, not you, not anyone in the public, especially not public officials who hold our trust. And this is a time when we really want to make that very clear. We, the people, should not pay the legal bills for people who break the law. It was very clear that Assemblymember Rule broke the law. We do not want to pay legal bills for someone who breaks the law. This is very simple. If I choose to run a red light, I should pay the consequences of running the red light, especially when I'm warned, don't run that red light. Assemblymember Rule knowingly broke the law, revealing confidential information to the media. We know we have a limited budget, so there are many things that you guys do that are very important. And right now, you guys are spending a lot of time on an issue that is very clear to us that is wrong. I'm speaking as a member of Assemblymember Lang's district. We know we have streets, we have potholes, they need to be paved, they're very expensive. If we continue down this path to pay an assembly member's legal bills who knowingly broke the law, what next? What's coming next? Will this assembly member keep breaking the law? Will others break the law? We would like you to focus on the issues that are important to us as voters. And those include streets, canopy cover, all kinds of issues are really important. And we know how expensive infrastructure is. So to summarize, I would just like to reiterate that really no one is above the law, and we the people do not want to pay lawbreakers legal bills. And this is a very simple vote, and we are watching. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Soul.
Could I make a quick statement?
Well, is it
I mean,
necessary?
It is necessary because, I mean, not that yeah, it is necessary. The Superior Court of California found that I did not break the law. So I have to say that. The Superior Court of California found that I did not break the law. So when you get up here and say I did, I'm confused.
Thank you. I'm not interested in a debate at the moment.
I'm not either, but I think we do need to set the record straight.
Also, point of order, our
Yeah.
code of conduct says that it's not good for us, that we actually all agreed not to interface with our public in that way.
Yeah, that's what I would like to do too. So, Mr. Montgomery, is there anything online for number one?
No, Mayor, we currently have no attendees on Zoom.
Oh, thanks. Okay, and then let me do Star Child for number two.
What are the two potential cases? I asked the same question the last time we were here. That item was noticed under D4, and we got a bit of an answer. We heard that we were here to decide whether we would join as the city as amicus in the Byrne v. Rule lawsuit. Now there's a second case. I don't know what it's about. Neither does anybody else. I guess I can't talk about it. Maybe I won't know what it is about ever. I watched last night the January 23rd meeting of the council where the public first learned about the matters that consume us here again today. There were a lot of things that surprised me there. One thing, and I really feel good about this, did you know that Rachel's been pushing for lawful disclosure of the facts at issue since that very meeting in January? 2 years later, it's time to finally do what Rachel said then. and disclose what happened during those closed session meetings so that the public can see. I was also, and I'm surprised by this, touched by Councilmember Whitman's speech, where he showed genuine concern for the neighbors who would be displaced by the Becker project. I heard at our last meeting his interest in making housing affordable in the city, and I look forward to working with him to make that a reality. I'm more proud than ever of Councilmember Rule for standing up for the public's right to know. I'm from the Midwest, Minnesota, and when we want to get to California weather, we drive through Missouri. My aunt lives there, and when I stay there, I'm reminded that it's the show me state. Well, it's time to show me. It's time to disclose what happened during that time. It's time for us to be able to see what the minor letter contains, what was written there. It's time for us to see the communications between the city and Miner's law firm. And another thing that I want to disagree with is I heard said today that the city should not join as amicus curiae in the Byrne v. Rule lawsuit. I actually think there is one reason to do so, and that's to express that it's in the public interest for there to be transparency, and that it's not in the public interest for material facts, important facts, to be kept secret. I actually could get sued if Byrne wins because I read the Drucker letters, and if I ever disclosed them, if Byrne wins, I'd be enjoined. Don't enjoin half the city and every reader of OVN.
Thank you, Starchild. Mr. Montgomery, anything online for number 2?
Oh, stand by, Mayor.
Yes, go ahead.
Renee Roth.
Can I just finish the rest of my statement here? Because I didn't really get a chance to finish. So California Code 825 does provide for the city council to indemnify Leslie Rule. She acted without fraud or malice in the public interest. Refusing to indemnify her would, in my opinion, be an act of bad faith. An act of bad faith to not represent a fellow member of your council who is doing the work of the city. That's a harmful choice against a council member fulfilling her duty. This could expose Ojai to more lawsuits, as seen in the city of Calabasas recently, where they lost a multi-million-dollar lawsuit by a developer who brought the challenge against the city for acting in bad faith. This is important and one you must consider. So can we stop the personal vendettas and the get-evens? You know, Mr. Becker has moved on. The city has moved on. We have a new development agreement. Yay, the project is moving on. And there's surveillance and people reporting back on what is going on. And I'm really happy to see that. So again, you know, you did pass your ethics and accountability code, which really does talk about acting in the best interests of the community. And I really hope that we can bring the community together and uphold the values of your code of conduct, acting ethically, fostering trust, fostering respect, and rejecting personal agendas. Those are principles to truly guide you, and now is the time to show it by standing for integrity, fairness, and the well-being of the residents of Ojai. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Roth. Still no one online.
No attendees, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, the public comment is closed, and we will adjourn to the closed session.